Hi, Hannah. Thank you for sending in your next essays. Really good to hear from you after such a long time. I'm okay. I hope you are all right wherever you are in the world. And really good that you're picking up work on your IELTS exam again. It's a really good time when we're all locked in to practice writing. So good for you for keeping going. Um, I will do two task twos this time, but in the future, I'm afraid I cannot do that because that's not the service that we offer here. And it's not really fair on the other students who are following the course and doing task one, task two, task one, task two. So I will this time, but please next time it has to be one task one and one task two. Okay. So some people are natural leaders, others have to learn skills to become leaders. So this is quite a long essay. I'm wondering if you can do this in 40 minutes. You're on 400 words, which is, the suggested answer is 250. I think you would be more comfortable at 370. I think all my students, I think you're pushing the examiner to write 400. It's a lot to correct. They've got a lot of essays to do. So I would just be a little bit cautious about that. So every humankind was born as the winner, and everyone is the own leader for itself. Now, that's a nice sort of philosophical statement. Just be a bit cautious on the English. So every human is born as a winner. So is born as a winner, and everyone is their own leader. A bit complicated, that grammar there. Yet whether such leadership skills are given naturally or strengthened by the help of professionals has there been an inevitable issue. I think you need to have an inevitable issue over the centuries, for over centuries, you can't have for over centuries. You can have either over the or for many centuries. Give your opinion. Okay, so you need to give your opinion here, I believe. So an opinion essay, that should come here. And then in the following essay, it's not really a paragraph, both sides are discussed using examples of a certain nation which believes in leadership, or believes that leadership ability is dedicated by nature, or given by nature maybe, to specific inheritance, and also the youth leadership programs phenomenon to demonstrate points. Okay, all right, nice. Leaders are known to have strong characteristics that are demonstrated by mental strength, not give off, demonstrated by mental strength rather than physical appearance or an physical appearance. I don't know if you mean rather than, comparing, or as well as, both. Some people, so it's not some bodies, it's actually some people who are born with leadership or leadership charisma. I could have a leader-like charisma, usually have shown. So I think you've gone into the past tense here. I think you're okay in who are born and then have shown. So present simple and then present perfect, not past perfect. These characteristics, so characteristics since their childhood. It's also, this statement is supported by pseudoscience that addresses certain groups of people as talented leaders, such as blood type personalities and horoscope signs. Interesting. A common agreement occurred in South Korea to illustrate whom not only an individual but also entertainment agencies applied the principle of blood type on choosing leader of the group. To illustrate should be here. So this is your example. To illustrate here, a common agreement occurred, whom not only, I'm not sure what you mean here, a common agreement occurred, whom not only, but also entertainment agencies applied the principle of blood type in choosing the leader of the group. I get this bit, I don't get the first bit. It's also been a dime a dozen to trust. Don't use an idiom in an IELTS essay. It's not academic writing. Lots of teachers say do, but I would strongly recommend it against because it is idiomatic way of writing. Idioms, they're quite informal and not appropriate for an academic writing. To trust the leader of the position to people with a blood group A, we would say. Really, consistent with this line of thinking, such charisma of the leaders has also been classified by science, even though statements are still questioned. Questioned. This is very interesting. I didn't know that. Very interesting writing, but this, for me, this example just needs to be a bit clearer. I think this is to do with syntax. It's more of a grammar problem. How you are laying out your sentences is not always very clear. Nonetheless, leadership trainings, have been one of the top search programs by a lot of companies, organizations, and individuals. Um, uh, Yes, and even individuals. The reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, people seek such programs to build and recognize leadership skills. Um, keep going, whether in the form of leadership camps or training. Both individuals and organizations who claim are able to be registered. Don't use newbies. Are able to be registered or able to register. Secondly, some selected people are gathered in forum under the purpose of strengthening leadership. Gathered in which forum, though? And which people? For instance, the current findings show a lot of leadership, or many leadership events, such as programs, are held all over the world. Okay. What maybe do secondly, you shall see these programs are extremely popular, which is shown in by the number of events, just to go how popular they are. So people obviously believe in them. That's your point, isn't it? Basically, shape and sharpen leadership abilities. So you could say many conferences designed to shape the leadership are held all over the world. So consequently, both programs succeed to aim to succeed in. So their aim to succeed in shaping incredible leaders, either those who kick off, either those who are born, who are natural, or who are natural leaders, or those who achieve this position through hard work. From the arguments given, I firmly believe that trained leaders could be great groundbreakers, could be better groundbreakers than untrained ones. Okay, if all gifted leaders were humble to train themselves in the future, civilization could offer the best of both worlds, full of genius and trustworthy, and then don't put a question in an IELTS essay, not appropriate. Okay, so Hannah, there's lots of very good stuff in this essay. It's a very complicated essay. You can hear it takes me a little bit of time to read it. This is to do with the grammar, actually. The ideas are okay, but sometimes it's just not clear from the way you've constructed your sentence what you're trying to say. So my recommendation for your next essay would be just simplify it a tiny bit, because the coherence, so the need for me to read it through clearly is really important. And that's as important as the beautiful vocabulary you're using, okay? So just work really hard on that grammar, just making sure your sentences are really clear in their construction. But otherwise, you've answered that very nicely and you make some very interesting points. Trend online shopping is increasing significantly. What effect might this have? So it's the effect on the environment and the effect on jobs. So two things to address. Digital technology has given civilization, you don't need that, easy access, just access in almost all sectors, including trading through virtualized process. So when you say trading through virtualized process, this is because you're trying to paraphrase, which I get, shopping online, but you're paraphrasing into something that is just so not natural. It doesn't make sense. You're not making it easy for yourself. Making it very hard for the reader to understand. So digital technology has given civilization easy access to almost all sectors, including the ability to purchase a wide range of goods using the computer. So by simplifying this, it's much clearer what I mean. Do you see the problem here? Some people believe online shopping has had an enormous impact. So here, present perfect has had an enormous impact on society. Meanwhile, many others worry that such behaviour could be harmful. So here you want not will be, but could be harmful. Yes, and the following essay where both sides are discussed. Okay, that's fine. Good. Online shopping means there is a considerable distance between the shop and its shoppers, which takes the goods, which means that or so that, maybe I go, so that goods have to be packaged in order to be delivered. Additionally, to gain safety assurance towards items, or to make sure that they have to be packaged by plastic, mostly bubble wrap. Unfortunately, this packaging contributes a lot. This packaging, because it cannot be recycled, increases the volume of rubbish. This is because this is often because shoppers are unaware of weather. So rather than say of the unawareness from shopper, which it doesn't feel natural, largely because of the shopper's unawareness of weather, to reuse or recycle packaging. Okay, take for example recent findings. Yep. So this is very long in terms of word count. This is very long. You could cut this down. Only approximately 5% of remaining plastic packages from e-commerce are recycled. Okay, I think you can just have leaving 95%. You don't need that. Leaving 95% in landfill. As a result, prevention of yes, okay, or any progress in reducing this are neglected. You don't use adding insult to injury. Again, that's another idiom. So therefore, continuing environmental damage. Yeah. However, the existence of online shops opens up large vacancies to people with various educational background. So you'd have to say job vacancies. Be specific. Moreover, new occupations have been created since the growth of e-commerce. Well, that's the same thing. So you're just saying exactly the same thing. You don't need to say it twice. The reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, more people are appreciative about online shops than real stores, than high street stores, maybe, through required positions to handle admin, logistics, digital marketing. Yep, good, nice. Secondly, the necessity of delivery service that develops cooperation with logistical companies demands. Just keep going. Don't need this. You don't need that. Logistical companies offers job opportunities and human resources. So connect those together. The current phenomenon in Indonesia, for example, has exposed a number of logistic agencies. Exposed, so they've started up or they have closed. Has introduced. How do you mean exposed? Consistent with this, the virtual trading system has shown has enabled an enormous amount. Don't use massive. Has enabled an enormous amount of people to become involved in this process. Yep. Okay. Summarize, I believe the drawbacks to the environment could be reduced by shifting, to cardboard box. Yep, well done. In addition, if consumers' behaviour still demands, make it into a verb. Online stores and marketplace will involve a huge amount in the future, and then don't put the question in there. Okay, so Hannah, good to hear from you again. Really nice. So there's so much good stuff in your essay. Your vocabulary is excellent. Your ideas are great. I would just like to see next time, just simplify the sentence structure. You will score more marks if I can read it clearly than by trying to put in grammar, which is not quite right. Okay, a really important point there. But nice essays and some very good ideas there. Stay safe, look after yourself.